Like yesterday night, I got the news that my maternal grandfather, who taught me chess, had passed away. I would like to dedicate this tournament victory to him, of course.
21-year-old Nihal Sarin was the unlikely winner of the Tata Steel Rapid event just finished in India. Now the Blitz portion's about to begin. Now, why do I say unlikely? Well, he wasn't even due to play the tournament. Gukesh D, world champion, was on the books, but he pulled out last minute. Nihal comes in. Despite the tragic passing of his maternal grandfather, wins the entire event. It truly was something special. I'm going to show you a couple of those spankings here. First one, it's Mr. Hans Niemann getting smoked. We've got Nihal with the white pieces. They both have 15 minutes each, plus a bit of time per move. Now, why would you block your own bishop here? I'm going to show you this game, then another smoking against Wesley So. Here's Nihal's point. He's gone full B3 cowboy, going to bring it out that way, getting all the bits out, and Hans Niemann builds the pawn cube, aka the pube, as top grandmasters call it. We now see the pube shaved. Very good stuff. Pawn recaptures here. Now, you could take, but it happens soon. So let's crack on with the game. Niemann fianchettos his bishop. Now we see this one hit the long diagonal. Knight c6 and rook e1 is followed by an activation of this one. You don't want to give up that lovely bishop, so Nihal backs off. Now we see the pawn cube fully shaved, and after takes, Nihal is left with the hanging pawns, as they're called. It is one of the wonders of the world, these hanging pawns. They take a lot of space and control pieces, but they can be weak, especially if they get broken up in a disadvantageous way. I don't think that's a word, but we'll run with it. Rook c8's played. Knight e5 now. This seahorse pops back, pressures the center, so takes. Bishop recaptures here. Queen b3 offers a pawn. Why can't you take it? You probably guessed. It's related to this x-ray. The killer tactic is knight d5 actually. And although the queen can defend that bishop, takes with check. Here's the sting at the end of the tail. You win an exchange. White's winning the game. Should be. Let's back up. Pawn wasn't taken. Bishop a8 was played. Looks pretty weird to my eyes. You know, why not sit it on b7? I don't know, maybe worried about a c5 thing and an unprotected piece, who knows. This is the game. Bishop f1 from Nihal, rook a d1 a bit more precise, but he opens the eyes of the rook, covers his king from any mating ideas down here, bishop d6, h3, and Niemann backs the second bishop up, just for good measure. Very strange kind of position, deliberately putting both of your bishops on the back rank. But we can see some of the attacking ideas brewing. Rook a d1, and this is the moment where Niemann has a major malfunction, full brain fart. Now maybe he was distracted by his fans in the audience. There was a couple out there with the posters cheering him on, reminiscent of the fangirls down in St. Louis. Niemann even references that in a follow-up conversation he had with Wesley So. There they are, lovely bunch of ladies, and who says chess is full of men and nerds? Not at all. There you go, some real hardcore fans. What to play here? What did Niemann play? Well, rook e8 would have been better, or something like this to attack. He plays this, shocker. Goodness gracious me. Has he forgotten pony worth 3, pawny worth 1? I don't know. But he plays it, and he hasn't even got a pawn. He's a full piece down. Here's his point. He's threatening mate in 1. Always look in every direction but at your opponent. If you threaten a mate or a queen capture, they're less likely to see it. But Nihal does spot it. He's a top player. Doesn't do this. He does. Rook e5. Do you even rook lift, bro? That's how you block out a bishop. That's how you win tournaments. And if you try and chase it with f6, well, this is the stinky follow-up. Stinky if you're the black player. Not only do you hit the queen, but no mate. Rook X-ray covers the mate threat. And this doesn't do anything because when you move away, wherever, queen drops. You take that checking piece. So, no f6, g6 to cover this square. But now rook d3, the second one lifts. Bishop takes. You have won an exchange there, but you gave up a knight, remember. So white's still ahead. You've won a pawn, but white's still ahead. Kicks that queen out of dodge. Now knight b5, and black's just got nothing. Rook c5 was desperately lifted into the game. Queen e3 is a nice defensive play. Now we see h5, pseudo-aggression really, because bishop a3 is on the way. Niemann would have seen this coming, but how to avoid it and keep an initiative. Because he's all in on the initiative now, has to checkmate. So this is why he plays in such a manner, but what to do? Knight d6 is good, maybe rotate or something. I mean, don't blunder a piece, but you get the idea. Could even go via e8, but this was played. Now rook a5. Now we do see a piece won back here after check, takes, another piece dropping by the way, and this, Niemann's getting his piece back, but he's still a bishop down, still much, much worse, and it's actually his king that's getting mated. Here we saw resigns, because one of your best moves is queen c7 or queen a8, anything to actually take the rook when it slams down. You can't move the king. This is a mate, or I guess you could go like this as well. Okay, that's the end of the game. So a 35 move crush against Niemann, and then this in round 8. Let me go to the starting position here. I'll edit that out so you don't see the final position, which I accidentally had open. What a plonker. e4 is played by Wesley So. e5, knight c3. Say it ain't so. Wesley's a pro playing the Vienna game, and he's prepared something saucy here, but the tables turn. Now, annoyingly, I had some stuff prepared here to show you the main moves. These are them. Knight f3, f4, bishop c4. None of them played d4. May we? What is this? Can you get away with this? Bringing your queen out so early? It's usually a very stinky boo-boo. I think all my arrows and everything have disappeared, which is annoying. So we're flying blind right now. It's how I remember this kind of semi-scripted video style I do. The arrows and stuff work as visual clues, but we're running with it. We're on our own. It's going to turn into an absolute mess. This is an aggressive placement, and queen g3. Hits a pawn, of course. Everything needs to be redrawn. Good job we're here with Yasser Ross. Hang on a minute. There's a pre-prepared arrow. Maybe we're going to be okay. That's the best move to play. Wesley didn't do it. He plays the move. Bishop h6. Now he goes for the mate in 1. So of course he's looking left, right, centre, everywhere. But at the board, knight h5 in response. Hits the queen. Defends the mate. Obviously, by the way, if you'd have pushed the pawn, you stop the mate but lose an exchange. Common tactic. Queen goes away. Knight is hit. Queen defends. An aggressive way to defend. Got me wondering, what if g3? There's nowhere to go to actually stay with that piece. Here's the line. Queen f6. And if takes, it's actually not about takes here. And I'm thinking, hang on, is that any good? You mess up the structure. It's about this. King d1 only move, and you pick up a loose bishop. I mean, it's so often the case that if you don't develop your pieces, trouble comes back on you. This is a classic example. Stop the mate. And here, you can even take. Allow the knight to take the defender of the mate, and then take with check. Lovely geometry that the computer finds. Thank goodness I've got the trusty engine assistant. We see bishop e3 backing up, and this is where Nihal turns on the heat, because it's very easy to just lackadaisically waltz into a drawn or even worse position. I mean, far from a draw, but let's say level position. White's even a bit better here. Suddenly these guys look clumsy. Bit of castles, queenside come in. Off we go to the races. Let's attack. But we didn't see takes. This is the move. pick up a tempo on the queen, and when she backs up this way, then you still don't take or move the bishop or d6 or anything. You play the great move. Knight f4. Worth a pawn, as Garry Kasparov used to say. Queen's attacked. We saw the bishop take. What if you go queen d2? Try and keep that bishop on the board. Pressure the knight twice. Well, knight c4 is very annoying. And if takes, then this is the really cool follow-up move. The pawn can't take. It's pinned. And if queen takes, you might have seen it already. Knight g2 check. Forktown, population Wesley, wonderful lines. So this is some cool stuff on the way. So takes, no queen d2. Queen takes back, but this isn't what you wanted from the opening. Dark squared, monster grip for black. Bishop pair here. Nice pawn structure still to boot. Knight h3 is best, but this was played. Big boo-boo, because queen h6 is played. A better retreat than queen f6 because you stop white from castling, and we now see something to make it even worse. You know, bishop g2, probably prudent. f4, but there's no roaring like a mighty chess lion because Nihal has got an absolute stunner prepared. What does he play here? Does he play the obvious knight move? No siree. Bishop takes on g1. A really counterintuitive move. That's an amazing, unopposed bishop. Why on earth would you give it up for an undeveloped knight? Now, clearly white's not taken. Bishop escapes. Lovely. Better structure. No. Rook takes. This is the game. Now the beautiful point is revealed. Does the knight move? No. Then you've just done something stupid. Queen b6. Another laser precise geometry. This is so nice. The rook is unprotected. And if you play the obvious, save the rook or queen f2 or something, then this is the follow-up point. Two pieces are attacked and there is no saving those two pieces. No dark squared bishop on the board. You know what to do. Save the rook, lose the knight, and black's killing it. Is it a piece ahead, I think? Piece ahead, yeah. Knight ahead. So, we saw castles, allows the rook to drop. Surely now you take the knight. I mean, you got to do it. This is the top line. But Wesley didn't do it because he wasn't seeing much hope here. Pawn to c-ships to stop the knight jump. And black's better, basically. Let's not go down on all the lines. But black's an exchange ahead. Better pawn structure. There are development issues. Got to be careful with the queen as well. But overall, black should be winning once unravelling. So, no takes. Wesley goes for a shake and bake with knight d5. Trying to make it super weird. Allowing this seahorse to respawn. And then building the connect 4. And at this point, he only goes and wins himself a brand new desk on which he can play chess. Much needed given he's been playing for many months now from an armchair. Not ideal. Bad back for Wesley. We now see queen c5. And with white to move and play here, I shouldn't laugh. Terrible jokes. We see knight f6 check. But it was a real picture of Wesley playing chess from a chair on a chair. Now you could move the king, but you can also gobble up the knight. I mean, all of Nihal's opponents are forgetting what ponies and pawns are actually worth. Clearly, we see check, the king sidesteps, and now surely you take the pawn, threaten the mate, right? Not actually great, because rook g8 hits the queen, and what to do? Probably this is your best try. Pressure the h7 pawn, bishop d3 on the mate, on the way, go for the mate. You know what to play here with black. If you're playing the black pieces here, what are you doing? Now I can hear you screaming, is this guy an idiot? Yes, I am. But I did spot this. If you didn't see that tactic there, You probably owe us all an apology down in the comments. It is quite basic stuff, but it can be missed, especially if you're watching late at night. Let's run it back here. None of this occurred. We come back from the parallel universe. Wesley played this. Knight takes, hits 2 pieces. Why would you give up a piece? Well, it's to give back material and unravel. Takes is forced. Now queen takes, and you're threatening to exchange the queens via a check. No good. White can't allow that. So this was played. Threatens a mate, of course. Wesley looking all over the place, but queen g5 check. King b1, h6, and we saw resigns from Wesley. Terrible game from him. I mean, he's not had a stinker like that since he tried to kiss Kaya and got rejected live on air. Poor guy. Hope you enjoyed these games. Condolences to Nihal, and also congratulations to him for winning this tournament. Have a look at the video on screen if you want some more epic chess, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.